Blazing J, foul antics, real talk tactics. Critics smoke, audience clapped, and flicks get dissected. 2 mics, 1 love, popcorn gets popped. Check the script, main flick gets chopped. Flicks from the blockbusters to the indie creeps. Pause for the laugh tracks, not a nano asleep. Rant so vivid you can taste the screen. Plots get twisted, reactions so mean. Blazing J, here to save the day. Laughs and reviews drop up without delay. Grab a seat, tune in, don't stray. Movie buzz every single Friday. Hot takes, cold drinks, movie memes explode. Fan chat, thumbs up, dusty VHS backload. Special guests drop wisdom, studio magic. Rating battles, debated out, always frenetic. Mic check, 1, 2, review style colossal. We break it down, piece it back, no hassle. Audience polls, live tweets streaming. Cinematic dreams and rhythm always scheming. Ratings slapping the beat of the heart. 5 stars, 2 thumbs, pulling plots apart. We argue, we laugh, we shout, we narrate. Every scene critiqued, nothing second rate.
Dude, hit the button.
Yeah! Welcome. What is up, Benji? How's it going, my man? Welcome to another Friday night here on the Nonsensical Network with Nonsense to Chill with your homie Blaze and your other homie Jeff. Jeff,
Benji,
how you doing tonight?
There's the QR code if you guys want to come up and watch. I'm doing excellent. Dude, so we were talking about this before we started. I'm so excited for this movie. I love this movie. And I will fight anybody that says it's not a Christmas movie because it's a Christmas movie. Fuck you.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know not everybody agrees with that. To me, it's irrelevant. If you think it's a Christmas movie because it fills your Christmas time with spirit and joy, fuck it, it's a Christmas music. So merry fucking Die Hard is what I'm going to say. But drop it in the comments. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Is it not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls from the towers of Nagasaki?
Nakatomi.
Is it Nagasaki?
It's actually Nakatomi.
Nakatomi.
Which is actually interesting fact. Okay, so because I was so excited for this movie, I spent the entire week looking up interesting fun facts about this movie. And this movie, Nakatomi Plaza, is actually Fox office buildings.
Yes. So, and when we get to it, if I remember, there is something.
So they charge themselves rent to make a movie in the movie.
Yes. There are phone numbers in this movie, and I want to start a new thing. Whenever there's a phone number that pops up in a movie, I'm going to attempt to give it a call.
Nice.
And see where it goes.
You know, they also call 911 in this movie. I dare you.
I don't mean that one. I don't mean that one.
Sorry, my brain. So I do have a little bit. Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
I was just going to say, so I have a little backstory about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is technically a sequel. And the reason why it's a sequel, and it's a sequel as in it was supposed to be played, as you and I discussed earlier, John McClane was supposed to be
it was released in July 12th.
It was released in July, correct. But it's
88.
I want to say before we get started, fuck Nakatomi, because who the fuck has a Christmas party, office Christmas party on Christmas Eve? You're an asshole. You don't need a Christmas Eve. There's 4 weeks of December. You can have that, around the first week, have that Christmas party. You don't need to have a Christmas Eve. People got last minute shopping to do. Fuck you. Nakatomi.
True, but we are talking about an international company. Not all country recognizes Christmas.
I understand. Well, that's actually brought up in the movie.
Business still got to go on. But before we get into it, this week has been an interesting week for me upstairs. When I mean upstairs, I've been in a lot of deep contemplation this week. It started with this strike last week, to tell you the truth. And and then I started thinking about it because there is a philosophy channel that I watch. And oftentimes he will use media as a reference. And he oftentimes will play movie clips. Well, he played movie clips different this time, and he explained why, and it's why we're not playing movie clips yet. I was going to start doing that tonight, but unfortunately, because of we're off our strike on YouTube. Welcome, YouTube. You're back.
We're still on
probation. We got to be good boys. So no movie clips tonight, and I apologize for that. Actually, I don't apologize for it. YouTube, you should be apologetic.
I agree. Let's be honest. There are channels out there that do reviews that show 90% of the movie.
So I have started looking into this. Some of it is because they're big enough and they have the money to pay for licenses. We don't. So typically, small channels like us will have to lean on the 1976 Fair Use Act, which I do put that in the description, and it's on the beginning of the intro in the green screen. However, there was a recent lawsuit with Viacom, and this is all a recent development. So these smaller channels don't even have a lot of that room to in the creative world without having the money to buy these licenses. So what is up, Jedi? How's it going, my dude?
Jedi, what's up, sir?
I was thinking Blaze got a new strain of high grade bud, and I had him on deep thoughts. So I'm just always in deep. That's
like 24/7, bro.
Yeah. But it got me reminiscing. It got me reminiscing about YouTube because, and I'm going to show my age. I remember when YouTube started. Like I was a YouTube viewer from the very beginning, but it was nothing but creative or independent created art.
It was usually somebody, it was literally just some guy filming something funny. I
mean, it was funny or it was news. It was all independent. There was no ad revenue. There was none of this corporatization of it. You didn't have Fox News and CNN dumping money into it, and Viacom and Comcast. And then it got me thinking on how YouTube has as a media has also influenced my life as a person. And it got me thinking about other avenues of media that has affected me during my life. This is why I was talking to you about Smurfs earlier. But I'm gonna segue into Die Hard. Hard
go ahead.
Impact on my life, and I didn't realize it until I watched it again this past week. So,
did you go to meet your wife at a Christmas party?
No, absolutely not. Oh, absolutely not. No. It's how media culture. It's how media affects us on a cultural and societal and individual level. And I didn't realize it until this. But I also want to say I'm going to deconstruct some of this movie as we go along. And I do it not because I'm being too critical or mean or anything of that sort. I've realized since we've been doing this channel, Jeff, that I've been going back to movies I hadn't seen in decades, but I'm looking at it through a different lens, more of an adult lens compared to when I was more of a adolescent or child. And I'm really having a fun time deconstructing these movies. And Die Hard has got some
that goes into our movie lingo. Oh, look at that.
It does. It absolutely does. But Die Hard has some cultural commentary that I think points out good things and bad things during the 80s. So
well, not only that, there's like 9. I watched a video this week where there's like 5 to 9 references to Pearl Harbor, but you don't even notice most of them.
Yeah.
For instance, Takagi's password for the vault is actually a Japanese warship.
Yes, I do.
From World War II. And I was like, interesting. But
so go ahead, Jeff. I was going to say without further ado, I was going to go ahead and hit the play button.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
But go ahead, because it's got to go through 20th Century Fox.
Right. So this movie is technically, like I said, a sequel to The Detective from 1968 starring Frank Sinatra. Now, Frank Sinatra was supposed to be playing in this movie, but by the time they got it written, he was obviously too old. This movie is actually based on a book from 1979 called Nothing Lasts Forever by Robert Thorpe. And Roderick Thorpe, helped write this movie. So yeah,
this scene right here, the opening scene. Sorry to
fist
cut you
twist
off.
your toes. No, go ahead.
Yes, this is where he gets the advice to fist his toes. Fist his toes. I
Yeah.
don't know if that makes sense or not. But this whole time, this airplane that they're on is they're simulating their landing. The entire time, it's just being pulled around the airport.
Well, it's taxiing
in one big fucking loop.
Yeah, they did that obviously for budgetary reasons.
Hmm.
So about this movie, this movie came out in what is it, 86, something like that.
86, 88, something like that. Yeah.
When was the last time you could carry a gun on a plane?
It was 86 because the second one came out in 88, so I got that wrong.
Right.
Earlier.
So what's interesting is when this movie came out, the trailer came out a couple months prior, and people laughed because they were like, Bruce Willis as an action hero? Get the fuck out of here.
That's just like that. That's like that guy from Better Call Saul. When you watch that movie, No One, you're like, oh shit.
Dude, he is such a badass in that movie.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why
I don't know if you know.
You and I had a mild argument prior to starting that this is the kind of I want to say the one of the first of its kind of your everyday man in a non-everyday situation. Because prior to this, you had like, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was saying prior to this, you had like you had Stallone and you had Schwarzenegger that are just big old jacked up dudes going up against the tank and knocking the tank out with their fist. Well, John McClane can't do that because he's the everyday guy. Well, go ahead.
One of the side plots in this movie, of course, is John McClane's rough marriage bordering on divorce with his current wife.
Right.
She, of course, doesn't go to work with her married name. But if you noticed, when he had the interaction with the flight attendant, it was flirtatious. There's a few moments before we get to the end of the movie where there's like these flirtation moments with these young ladies.
Yeah, well, I think the concept behind that as well is to show that John McClane is a good-looking dude.
Well, yeah, it portrays that American badass archetype,
right? And I want to go back to this movie and be able to smoke in the airport. The
last airport I ever smoked in was in Utah, but they only had it in a smoking area. But back to what you were saying that he's this everyday. I think yes, when it comes to the original
concept,
the concept, yes. And maybe even in the quote unquote prequel to this with Frank Sinatra, he was the detective that got into, it was just an everyday police detective that
was investigating a murder,
crazy situation. However, I think Die Hard departs from that storyline and adds, rewrites it a little bit. When you look at John McClane, what he does, what he's up against, and you look at the time in the 80s.
Not to cut you off, but look at the nameplate on her door. It's spelt wrong.
It is yes. This John McClane in this movie, I think it doesn't go into it, but I think he has some sort of like special ops background, some sort of military background.
Well, he's a cop in New York.
L.A. Wait. Yeah.
No, he's a New York cop. He's a New York cop coming to L.A.
But see, in the 80s, the cops weren't as militarized as they are now.
I get that. Yeah, I wouldn't call him a military background because he's literally just trying to get his wife out of there and let's get the fuck out of this building kind of thing. And
I understand the premise of it being he's this everyday guy, family man. At the end of the day, he's a hero. He puts all his fears aside because he's scared of heights, and he puts all that aside to do the right thing, which I think is a good archetype, which is an archetype that I think has influenced me in a positive way.
Well, it's one of those things. It's like, I think that's what made this movie so successful, because can you compare yourself to Arnold Schwarzenegger? No, because you're not 6'12" and 400 pounds of solid muscle, but you can relate to somebody like John McClane, the everyday guy. Granted, he's a cop, and it's not really said, but he's kind of would you say John kind of puts everything, like puts his marriage aside for work a lot, which is kind of the problem of why their marriage is breaking up?
Yeah. So if you notice when he's on getting his plane down, it shows his gun and the guy looks at it, he's like, oh, I'm a cop. This guy, even though he's on vacation, he's still got his badge. He's still got his gun. He in his head is on the clock 24/7. And that does go to the stereotype of what would ruin a marriage is overwork or
right. At one point in the movie Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley says, a cop is required to carry his weapon on him at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I get what you mean.
I don't think that's entirely true.
I don't think it is either.
You see the bear? I forgot who wrote
Argyle?
the movie. No, the bear. The creator of this movie, or the writer or the producer, somebody in the movie did another movie.
He's got a thing with bears.
A bear in the red.
The movie is actually called The Hunt for Red October. Another amazing movie.
I haven't seen that in so long.
I love that movie. John McClane is such an everyday guy that he's sitting in the front seat of the limo as opposed to the back.
This is Argyle's first limo drive, and this is his first time being a passenger.
Yeah, so he's got the guy up front. And when was the last time you were in a limo? So, like, I get John. He's like, dude, I don't sit in the back of a limo. What am I? I'm nobody.
He feels out of place if he were to. He's isolated by himself.
Yeah. He's like, why would I sit there? And Argyle just won't shut up. He asked him 400,000 questions. And I get why John didn't go with Holly, even though it's implied in the second movie that he does eventually. But he's got a 6-month backlog at work of scumbags that he's supposed to be put in jail.
Yeah.
So, but Argyle says, well, so in other words, you thought she was going to fail and you figured why pack it. Christmas and the Hollies.
This is Run DMC's Welcome to Hollis Park Christmas song. And there was a controversy over that song. So, it's not a real Christmas song, blah, blah, blah. It is. It's a hip hop.
It's a Christmas song.
It is a legit Christmas song.
I agree.
Just because it's not your traditional angels and halos and bells.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, correct me if I'm wrong. Argyle is a solid dude. He's like, man, you got a place to stay. If it doesn't work out, I'll tell you what. I'll wait for you in the garage. If everything goes well, give me a call. I'll drop off your bags. If nothing goes great, I'll take you to a fucking place, man. Now, granted, he is motivated by the tip, but Argyle waits there for like 6 hours, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, well granted, he can't get out.
Part of that wait, I was gonna say he kind of does get trapped in there, but at first he doesn't realize he's trapped in there.
Right.
And there's an interesting thing about that actual scene where he's on the phone and all the shit's going off behind him.
He's got the hazards flashing.
In the original making of the movie, he was supposed to participate in the action.
Right.
He heard the guns pop off, but they realized during making the movie that just wasn't realistic.
Right.
So, but they still added.
John's on the 30th floor.
Yeah, that's why. And so, but they did at least write into where he, backs the limo up and stops the ambulance driver and blah blah blah, or the bad guy.
And when they were making this movie, the script wasn't finished when they were writing it. So when you see Hans Gruber and his goons get out of the van, the ambulance isn't in the van.
No.
Because they wrote that in at the end. They were like, what's their getaway plan, So
you had mentioned the name on the door is written wrong. This is where you can compare.
Right.
Because it's written different right here when he checks in.
The theory behind her name being spelt wrong on the door is she's like, yeah, I don't care because I still love my husband, but this is a Japanese company. I get it. You see married women as quote unquote inferior.
That's not the entire Japanese culture how it works. I have heard that.
I agree.
It's a little.
Well, she even mentions it when they're arguing in her office.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that I chalk that up to an American writing the movie and
Agreed.
Projecting Americanism into it. So, especially back in the 80s.
John walking to the elevator kind of shows how he's always on. He's checking out the security cameras. He's making sure the security guard's there. He's observant.
Yes.
So I get your military background theory.
Well, now I won't. I'll credit that trait to an everyday cop too. Not an everyday cop, but a cop that's good at their job that is observant, I guess, or a detective. I don't want to lump a detective into an everyday cop. I know there is a difference.
Right.
I don't want to insult a profession such as detective,
fuck
unless
the police.
to be fuck the police.
Okay, so the design of this lobby with the water is also real Japanese influenced.
They basically rebuilt. There's a Japanese architecture house.
Yeah,
that they pretty much reconstructed into this building. Remember, this is the Fox building.
Yeah. Look, I love this. He's like, "Hey, Merry Christmas." This is like fucking California, which is what I think of every time I think of California. The fucking California.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that good
People
either.
don't come up and just piss on you.
I get it. That guy's probably hammered.
Yeah.
I want Takagi's suit, man. Oh, that's something we talked about. In this movie, and when you see it, you can call it. If you can have anything from the movie to keep, what is it going to be? And I want Takagi's suit, man, before he gets shot. That's a nice suit, man.
So, he goes in the office. God, I forgot this dude's name.
Ellis.
He's sitting there fucking.
Ellis is the biggest fucking brown nose in the history of
and he's railing a fucking line of coke. Of course, he misses some.
Yeah, and I like that. John's like missed some. So John's been around the block.
Yeah, so he's not one of those cops that's gonna be like, "Oh, you're doing coke. I'm gonna fucking call the locals on your ass." He's like, he's kind of like,
he's like
looks down at him like, "How you fucking dumbass," kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he sees Ellis instantly, and what Ellis is a scumbag. So
John McCain, and going back to what you said earlier, the everyday average Joe, he's the blue collar type guy.
Yeah, he's a blue collar guy. These are all,
and he's in and he's at a party full of white collar
people.
So yeah,
which sometimes party harder. Yeah, he's definitely a fish out of water.
He's probably used to seeing more parties
Ellis,
with beer bombs.
Show him the watch. Fuck you. Ellis, show him the watch. It's Rolex. Fuck you. Nobody cares.
At the end, the watch comes back into play, though.
It does.
It does. So.
Given the money, would you buy a Rolex?
No.
I know you're not the materialistic guy. I don't see the point.
Mm-hmm. No.
My watch costs like $100, and I love it. I need a battery for it, but
I have one of those smart. I have one of those smart Samsung watches.
I'll never buy one of those.
I wear sometimes. I don't wear it every day, but I do wear it sometimes. When I do want to, if I'm, going to somewhere nice. I'm not opposed to looking nice sometimes.
My watch is a Dia de Muertos watch.
I don't know if
this has a sugar skull on it. No, that's buffering from the movie. When you were recording it.
I don't think so. It's not letting me skip.
I know. That's weird.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I have the whole movie unedited or edited.
Well, I mean,
I just don't know how to share it. Here, I can share mine.
Like I said, I've been having some serious internet issues.
Yeah, let me go ahead and bring up the one I have. If you want to, while we're doing that, since we're at this point where we need to, anyways, let's go ahead and take a real quick break, and I'll bring that up.
Well, while you're working on that, I will go ahead before we go into break. I do want to bring up today's movie lingo. Juxtaposition is an adverb in film. It's the contiguous positions of two scenes, objects, characters, or images in a sequence to contrast and compare them. It can also establish a relationship between two disparate ideas. Die Hard is a representation of the juxtaposition between an American cowboy badass to the greedy villainous archetype. And on that note, we'll hit up a break.
Basically, it's about symmetry. I'm good.
Be honest here, man.
Fuck it. I'm good.
My bad. I'm good.
I'm the man! I'm good.
Ready? No.
Men can take anything.
I'm good.
Except the taste of Diet Cola. Until now, Pepsi Max, the first Diet Cola for men.
This is good.
Okay, now what? Rock, paper, scissors for it? Okay, that's fair. On three? Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
I threw paper.
I threw a rock.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Low 5.
It's not really that funny. It's funny? No, it's childish and immature.
Justin?
Every sip gets you closer to Justin Timberlake MP3s.
Hey.
Hey to you. HD TVs. Millions of songs from Amazon MP3 and more. Sign up at PepsiStuff.com.
Danger excites me, but I can't fully enjoy it when I smell like fear and body odor. So I prepare myself with a manly scent of Old Spice Danger Zone. Because even if something bad does happen to a Danger Zone man, it won't smell like something bad happened. Because the secret to smelling careless is... And when you smell like Old Spice Danger Zone, trust me, you'll smell like you have nothing to worry about.
You smell like you look amazing.
Amazing, I know.
Introducing Old Spice Danger Zone with all-day odor protection.
Good morning, all. Time to get into a beautiful song on this beautiful Sunday morning.
Get your free pocket-sized St. John Ambulance First Aid Kit and Basic First Aid Guide, because you never know when you're going to need it. Only with the Sun Herald this Sunday.
Hey, man. What's that?
It's my crystal ball.
It looks like a snow globe.
Nuh-uh, it's real. Here, watch. Free Doritos at the office today? I think that's a yes! Free Doritos!
Will I finally get that big promotion?
Promotion? Not in your future.
Oh, I forgot to take that down.
All right. That's all right.
Yeah.
Check your Discord. Can you see that okay?
Oh, I already had the movie back.
Oh, you already got it fixed?
Mm-hmm.
Because I started sharing my screen so you could see it. I just want to make sure it looked okay.
I don't even see your screen. I see mine. I don't see yours.
And down at the bottom, you can watch stream. You got to click on it.
Okay.
But it's the problem is because I only have the one computer, it's half the screen because I have to share my screen, not my video.
Close yours out.
But if you got it fixed, let's go with that.
I do.
Yeah, let's go ahead and close this out.
Yeah, can't promise because
there you go.
Like I said earlier, I've been trying to download a 70 gigabyte game I started it last night. I'm only at 38%. It's
Good
not.
Lord.
I know something's not right.
Starlink looking better and better. Look, the awkward hi, hello, kiss kind of thing between them.
Well, I haven't seen each other in a while.
Yeah, but
he's very standoffish.
Yeah.
I mean, he feels out. I mean, like I said earlier, he feels like he's out of his element.
That's the van you need to live out of, dude, right there. One of those pictures of a big fuck you box truck.
Yes, I'm thinking about doing the van life, guys.
So are they in Holly's office? Because
yes,
she just said I have an eye on his private bathroom, but she's got a private bathroom. So fuck Ellis's office.
Oh, that's
Holly's
not her
got a
office?
nice private office. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's Holly's office where he's changing.
She's pretty high up there in the.
But she's VP. She's VP of operations.
Which I think. All right, so in the 80s, that's pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, she was making big bucks.
Especially since
John doesn't need to work.
Especially
John could be a fucking security guard.
Especially concerning women weren't able to really have their own bank account until like the 70s.
Right.
So
no.
Yeah.
Obviously, Holly knows what she's doing. And earlier, she's kind of a workaholic herself because while everybody else is starting a party, she's still working.
That's a very good point. They're both workaholics because they got a name for their children.
Yeah. Let's be real. It's not all on John.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not saying it's on either of them, really. I do like how it's pointed out that in the 80s, a woman in this position, if she's a workaholic, she gets more grief about it. And I think that's wrong.
Right. Oh, no, I agree. But at the end of the day, if Holly's basically running this company, because she's right, I would say she's like one below Takagi.
Mm-hmm.
She's making enough money. John doesn't have to work. John could retire.
He could.
And Holly's probably making $200K a year in the 80s.
But could you imagine had he retired and just moved with her to LA and become a fucking
mall cop?
And I'm not nothing wrong with like stay-at-home dads. I mean, I think if that's
his kids would have been totally fucked up if he was a stay-at-home dad.
You know what I'm saying is if he ended up being just like a stay-at-home dad, dad bod, and then this shit happens.
Yeah. That would have made a much better movie. That would have been an awesome movie.
That would be a parody. That would be.
He starts beating people with irons instead of guns,
Well,
he goes full Mr. Mom.
Like
full Mr. Mom on him.
He couldn't do half the shit that he pulls off because he wasn't in shape.
It would be less believable.
Like if Seth Rogen played the part, but it was a parody.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, John McClane doesn't have to work. I get but he likes that stereotypical gender roles as the man has to work, and I think he resents a bit that Holly makes more money than he does.
And so, in what you just pointed out is the juxtaposition between American societal's normalcy of like the man
gender roles
compared to women equality in the workplace.
Okay, now I know we weren't going to show any clips, but this scene where these guys are walking down, I have it. I don't know if you want to play it or not, but that dude almost
play it, but you can describe it. Go ahead, I'll pause it so you can describe it.
So you have Hans Gruber and his goons get out of the truck, and they're walking down a maintenance hallway from the garage, and they're walking in kind of like a formation, Hans in the front, and the dude that's going to be sitting at the front desk as the decoy deskman literally walks into a wall because they right before he hits the wall, I'm talking inches, the camera cuts away. The dude
I don't really think the camera cut away. I think they finished that scene. I can only imagine that he did run into it, but when they edited it, they cut it right there.
Because the dude is just walking straight. It's not like he doesn't fucking see it. Yeah,
it's like you have 3 people in front trying to walk through a doorway, and one guy is not going to fit, so he just keeps walking into the wall.
Yeah, right.
It would be a great.
It's one of those movie mistakes. It's that if you're not paying attention to the background, you'll never notice it. I didn't notice it. I am 44 years old. I've been watching this movie since it came out, and I did not know it until this week.
Had they left that in there where he ran into the wall, it probably would have been a comedy.
It would have been Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah, with in Star Wars, one of the stormtroopers bunks his head on the door, and they left it in and added a sound.
Oh, really? I don't really watch.
I'll send you a clip. I'll send you a clip.
Fair enough.
Lucas saw it, and he's like, "That's hilarious. Leave it in." I kid you not.
That. It would have humanized the villains, though. You know,
humanize the goons, so to speak. Hans Gruber is a badass dude. So I have a story. Let it keep playing. A famous British celebrity, and I can't remember the name. His son. They were at an airport and they saw Alan Rickman, and he's like, "Dad, it's Alan Rickman." And he says, "Can you introduce me? You know him." He's like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "I always want to meet him." And the kid's like 10. And he meets Alan Rickman. He asks Alan Rickman, "Why do you always play bad guys?" And Alan Rickman's response is, "I don't play bad guys. I play interesting people." I just found that hilarious. I was like, you know what? And let's be honest. In every story, and in your life, you are the hero of your own story. So in a roundabout sort of way, the bad guys think they're doing right, quote unquote.
Yeah.
They're just, they got it in their head that they need this money.
One person's terrorist is another person's rebel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Freedom fighter, as it were.
So, bringing up Alan Richter, I'm sitting here. I can't remember all his parts. I don't remember if he played a good guy or not.
Oh, well, he was in that movie you hate, Love Actually.
I know he played in Harry Potter, and although I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, I watched some of the movies. I really didn't find his character to be the antagonist in Harry Potter.
Oh, he's not. He's actually protecting Harry throughout the movies.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
because he was in love with Harry's mom.
He's the silent hero type that people just ostracized because he was different. He wasn't bad. Yeah. He was different. So
no, but Alan Rickman's done. God rest the man's soul. He was genius. Alan Rickman was an amazing actor.
Do you know that they're already going to start filming
They are, and I'm so mad that I'm not mad at the casting of Alan Rickman's character, but they changed his. I don't know who the guy is.
I'm just upset that there's a reboot of Harry Potter, and I've yet to see a reboot of Flash Gordon. That's what I'm upset about.
I get that. Alan Rickman, he was in a lot of movies, dude.
Oh, he was. He's been around for a while, isn't he?
But he's played good guys. He was in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He played the robot. He was a good guy in that. Marvin.
It's true. Why did I didn't mean to do that. There we go.
No, there it is.
So in these Die Hard films, I know especially in the first and the second one, if you look at the side of the plane, the delivery truck, the phone, like the pay phone, it's all by Pacific.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is in Speed, the same company has a West Coast version.
Yep.
That is Atlantic. The plane that it's ran in Atlantic that is actually ran into key to the plot, boobs.
Which is the East Coast.
Yeah, it's the East Coast version of the same company, but the bus in Speed runs into that plane.
Mm-hmm. Interesting Hollywood world we live.
Yeah.
There's a beer that you see in different movies.
Schlitz.
No, not Schlitz. It's a made up name, but you see it in a few different movies, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. If I ever see it, I'll point it out. But
okay, so I have to admit something that I'm kind of embarrassed about. When I was a kid and I didn't know who actors were, I thought Ellis and Alan Rickman were the same person because they had beards. Granted, I was like 6.
Ellis's character is just a swarmy, weaselly.
He is the epitome of the 80s douchebag.
Yeah.
You know?
He's the trust fund baby with fucking
terrible person.
A silver spoon up his ass and a fucking line of coke up his nose.
As I like to point out in these movies, if I'm going to punch somebody in the face, it's going to be Ellis every time. I'm not mad at any of the terrorists. I get them.
I have more respect for Hans Gruber than I do for Ellis.
I have tons of respect for Gruber because he almost pulls off the greatest heist of all time.
In fiction,
because they're technically not terrorists.
So that's kind of the premise. They're pretending to be terrorists because they understand that the feds will respond in a certain way, which will eventually actually help them at their final goal. Is just
Hans Gruber. Hans Gruber is a stupid smart guy.
Why would you say stupid smart guy?
Stupid as in a justification word.
Oh, okay.
Like wicked smart. He's wicked smart.
Got you. Okay.
As they say in Boston.
Got you.
He's stupid smart.
Fair. Stupid smart to me is somebody that's stupid but does something smart, like
that's just called lucky.
Park Boys. It's called
that's
lucky.
Like me. I get lucky. No, but it's like he's a wicked smart dude. He's educated. You know, I love his. You know, the reference to was it John Phillips, the suit designer, which is Takagi's suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this guy isn't just some normal quote unquote terrorist. Like he's got presumably an Oxford as education. He's into the finer things in life, luxury items, elitist items.
Yeah, he's not. If Hans Gruber gets away with all this money, he's not going to go out and buy a $200,000 car.
No,
he's going to invest it. No, he's going to invest it. You know what I mean?
He probably already has a $200,000 car. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's going to use this money to enrich his life as opposed to show off. He's not your typical 80s. You know, I'm going to be flashy and cool. He's like, I want to never have to work again. And the $250 million in bearer bonds that they're taking.
So, and this is just my take on the franchise. So there's the sequel, which takes place in Washington, D.C. at the airport.
Yes.
Now, if you take that, remove it from the franchise and watch the first one straight to the third one, it links up because the second one is ultimately Hans Gruber's brother getting revenge.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a problem. I have a question about this scene where they're in this model room. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, if I ever have a multi-billion-dollar company with a bunch of locations, I'm going to have models like that. But do you really need it?
You know what these models are for?
No.
So when companies like this, when they invest in stuff, like let's say they're investing in a company and they're going to build this new building.
Oh no, I get that. I know. I understand what the concept.
That's what these are.
But, and yeah, I get that. But do you really have to have them on display forever?
Okay, so if it's a current project, it's not like they probably have it up all the time. But in the frame of the movie, Hans Gruber makes a comment about the model. It's more testament to his education, like maybe like an engineer, like an engineering background or architect.
Yeah, as in he's not your average thug. I get that.
He's a wicked smart motherfucker.
He's wicked smart.
He's wicked smart.
He's wicked smart with my Boston hat. I'm just saying.
So I mean, really, the model is not so
like
much
he doesn't
there.
even.
It's mostly there for a plot device.
Yeah, I get that.
So.
But like, if I ever have a big business, I'm gonna have a bunch of models like that too for my different buildings, for no reason, just because I'm a douchebag.
I don't think they have models like that in all the. It's just like whatever current project they're working on.
No, I get that. I get that. But I would do it just for fun.
Fair enough.
As in, like, but I would build the models as a hobby. Like, if I'm the CEO, I'm like, I don't really have anything else.
I do like buying those little mechanical models, like those 3D ones. I have a external combustion engine that I put together. It's just a small, real easy. I have a wooden kind of like a Marble Madness thing, but there is a 5-cylinder rotor engine model I want to get, all metal, and it runs and all that. I want
those are dope.
Yeah.
I love how the two guys, the computer guy, who once again, as a kid, I thought him and the limo driver were the same guy because they're black. Once again, I was 6. No, once again, I was 6. But I love how him and the blonde haired guy are betting on if Takagi's going to give up the code or not. I love that.
Oh yeah, it turns out he doesn't really care anyway.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, they bet $1. It was more like a.
Well, I mean, they can, maybe get the money now and leave, or if he doesn't give it to them, they shoot him, which they do, and then they just go on with the original plan. Make it look like a terrorist attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I find interesting is that this piece of information right here, where Hans Gruber does kill, what's his name, the boss man,
Takagi.
That Ellis, it doesn't click in Ellis's mind later on in the movie that,
right?
Like
these guys aren't afraid to kill.
Yeah, like this guy just shot your fucking boss. You really think you're gonna negotiate with this motherfucker? You think you're that much of a really badass white collar negotiator?
However,
you know what I mean?
However, in Ellis's defense, devil's advocate, he thinks he's the greatest salesperson of all time.
Yeah, I know.
It's ego.
That's my ego. Point. That's my point. He's out of his element.
Yeah.
He wants to bring a business negotiation to a table full of actual ruthless people.
Yeah, he's literally bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah, I don't even think he's bringing a pen.
He's bringing a pen to a gunfight.
Yeah, there you go.
But they do say the pen is mightier than the sword. So
not a gun.
There's logic in his. There's logic. There's logic in his theory. Not a lot, but there's some. This is where Argyle is supposed to show up and help out, but as they discovered, Argyle is 30 floors below through multiple layers of concrete. There's no way in hell he heard the shots. They planned this out. Do you think if you were going to do a heist, you could plan it out as well as they did? I know
I could. I don't have the knowledge base. Now, if I found a group of people that wanted to go in and they had
their escape plan is like flawless. No, but this escape plan of we're going to create all this mayhem and we're going to escape it in a fucking ambulance. That's genius. Imagine if these guys put their brain to good work. I'm just saying.
Actually, I think and I only say this on the first 3 movies because I really got to watch the last 2. It's been a while. But each one of the criminals have like a sneaky way to get away with shit.
Yeah, well, especially the third one.
His brother, yes, Carl.
Yes,
is it Carl?
No, not Carl. It's Jeremy Irons is played by Jeremy Irons plays. That's not Carl. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts.
Yeah. Anyway, his using the underground tunnels and the construction and stuff to get away with the gold bullion. The gold bullion.
Simon.
Funny.
Simon, because he plays
I
Simon
thought
Says.
Simon was just the name he was using on the phone.
No, his name is Simon Peter Gruber.
Oh, Simone.
Alan Rickman, in his East German accent, is genius.
Uh-huh. And that's the thing. I think they're supposed to come off as maybe Eastern
they're not
Europe
British
terrorists.
They're Eastern Europe, because John even says that when he finally talks to the cop. He's like, judging by the cigarettes and what they're wearing and the way they speak.
I tell you what, it's funny. Even though it's good advice. It's good advice. Take your shoes off, scrunch them, walk around. In this situation,
put your shoes back on.
It ends up being the reason why he's barefoot through the entire fucking thing.
I don't know if that works though. Like, I get on a plane. I've never done the whole scrunch your feet and make fists with your toes. And why is this dude wearing the tightest sweatpants on the history of the planet? Why is he wearing sweatpants?
He's way ahead of his time,
I guess. But the dude is wearing full-on sweatsuit.
I mean, that's what people wear out nowadays when on their normal fucking shit.
I know, I get that, but it's like, you're going into a heist. Sweatpants are not what you're going to be bringing. Let's put some jeans on, buddy. He's literally wearing a sweatshirt and sweatpants. I get it. It's December, but it's LA. It's not like it's cold. All right. Take time.
I don't know how much time I need, though.
Yeah, well, that's true. The funny thing... Go ahead. The line here that's coming up, this is Carl is the blonde guy, the long-haired blonde guy that
maybe that's why
this is his brother. Yeah. Because after John sends down this dead body, he says, now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. Let Carl know his brother's dead. That is Carl's brother. Sorry, I've seen this movie way too many times. He says a line here that is genius. And it shows where John is not your typical cop. He's that I'm a badass no matter what situation I'm in, because at one point he says, you're not going to shoot me. You're a policeman. You're not allowed to. He says, that's what my captain keeps telling me.
There is another movie that has that exact same line in it. And pay homage to this movie.
Mm-hmm. We just missed that whole fight. You might have you fast forwarded through it.
And for the life of me, I can't remember what. And
John, granted, they're up higher they're like a 31st or 32nd floor here, and John is using all the equipment that's there to distract the guy and hide. Because he uses the cutoff saw, he uses he's hiding behind the drywall stacks. Look, there's a Ralph's, buddy. You can tell you're in LA when there's a Ralph's around. Just saying.
Dude,
I've never gone to a Ralph's.
I haven't seen a Ralph's in a while. My internet is just fucking up tonight, man. Sorry, guys.
No, that's all right.
Dragging the show. It drags the show down because
You know what I could do?
It just keeps buffering.
Let me see if I can share my screen and I can bring it up on mine.
There goes.
Okay, there goes.
Yeah. This would be easy. So much easier.
Full on sweatpants.
Yeah.
The tightest sweatpants ever. Like, those are damn near leggings on that dude.
Pump you up.
Right? Those are not sweatpants. Those are fucking leggings on that dude.
That's what it reminds me of, that SNL skit.
Right?
That is a big dude.
I mean, he is, he looks like the guy that played Jeffrey Dahmer in that docuseries.
So apparently, it does. Apparently, the weapons they use. I'm not a big gun person.
They're MP5s.
I'm not. They're more. Aren't those like Western European made?
That's that. Yeah, they are, but they're 9mm. Okay. I can't see. he won't stop moving. But they look like a European version of an MP5.
Well, see, I heard that was like a point of contention when it come to the make of the movie and stuff. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, this is a criminal organization. They're going to get their guns from wherever they can get their guns from. You know what I mean? They're not going to care if it's the same weapons from their ethnic heritage area, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Proper way to put that, but
so it's actually an M13. It's a Hockler and Koch P7 M13. Hans Gruber used a Walter PPK, and John used a Beretta 92F.
I'm sorry, the way they're plowing through like a lot of that construction, it's like that's some shoddy ass construction.
No, well, you got to remember, that was when they first, in the 80s, they first started using those metal studs. And those metal studs, they're sheet metal. They're so easy to bend, it's ridiculous.
Oh, really?
They're not, like you can, you know how when you're kids, you do the karate chop thing? We used to do it all the time. My uncle used to get pissed because we would destroy like 50 of them in a day. My cousins and I, we were like 10, 12, and we'd start just hitting them because we thought it was funny. And he's like, those cost like $1 a piece,
Well, $1 a piece. Well, definitely they're not weight bearing. Well, that's good.
No, they're literally not weight bearing, but they are sheet metal, so they're lightweight.
I am getting Biden bars tonight, guys. Yay, boo.
Let me go ahead and do this, buddy. I have StreamYard here, and I can go ahead and just show it off mine.
Okay.
I just have to find it. And that way I can share my screen. Where are we? 31 minutes?
About 31 minutes. Remember, I have it on 1.25 too.
Oh, that's right.
It's playing. It's playing now.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I won't do it.
It's like the moment you attempt to do it, it starts.
As soon as I get it ready, yeah. So John, I like how John's thinking. He's like, this dude's got shoes. I'm going to try to steal his shoes.
But here's the thing. That's
shoes
like
are too small.
That's like you being barefoot. And it was that's weird because you think his shoes would be bigger.
Right. He says, he even says 9 million terrorists in the world, and I got to kill the one with feet smaller than my sister.
Yeah, that's a big dude.
Here's my thing. There's a construction site right there. Cut the fucking toes out of the fucking things and put them on. It's better than running around barefoot, dude.
You got your fucking piggies fucking hanging out. Fuck
it, man. Make you some quickie sandals.
Yeah, I'd rather slip in than slip out.
Yeah. As opposed to rock around barefoot that, as we learn later on, he has to worry about glass, which is right after John says, glass? Who gives a fuck about glass? Which I find it's kind of funny because he's like, who gives a shit about glass? Well, you do, buddy. Fuck. No, hold on. I'm bringing it up.
There it goes.
I'm getting it ready just in case.
This Zippo lasts all the way through until the very end of the second movie.
Yeah, let's be honest. If you've ever bought a Zippo, you have to refill those things daily. If you smoke with any consistency.
How much he is a smoker. He probably does. But a Zippo is one of those lighters you keep around for years.
Oh, yeah. That's the beauty of a Zippo. I have this ready if you want.
Yeah, go ahead, man. This shit's pissing me off.
Let me go ahead and share
I'm actually getting pretty. I've already had a very frustrating, agitating day, and this is just making it worse.
Right? Let me go ahead and click on that.
Because YouTube and you can't play movie clips bullshit.
Right? YouTube, so I already got it set it up at speed. So you should be able to see it on StreamYard or on Discord now. And I already have it 125. This is right after he kills dude. Can you see it all right?
I can see it, but it's freezing.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I told you, it's my internet. It's
okay.
Yeah, and I also think it's partly.
He checks dude's ID.
I think it's partly StreamYard too, because I've noticed other people that we talk to and stuff, and they use StreamYard, like Lazy Jedi or Shaka, like they've been having some issues with StreamYard.
Yeah. So John knows his shit. I think John, when he was a kid, used to do construction because he knows how to quickly open up these doors and stuff.
Oh, I mean, if you think about it,
I don't know how to do that.
Something you might have picked up as a detective talking to.
That's true.
To rescue workers and whatnot, or being in those types of situations, but you could have some sort of construction background.
Construction trade. I grew up in the construction trade, and I don't know how to do that. So.
I mean that's
terrible line.
This is a Hollywood film. Who's to say it's actually even really like that?
Agreed. Alan Rickman's line is Mr. Takagi will not be joining us for the rest of his life. Of course not. He's dead. Wouldn't it be better to say rest of your lives?
I don't know. I don't hear it.
This bitch screaming. It's a dead body, lady.
I don't.
That dude doesn't look real. You can't hear it?
I can't hear it.
Well, let me.
It's fine. I don't really need the sound so much as.
Stop streaming and then stream again. Because I might. Yeah, I thought I clicked sound. Yeah, I got sound.
Motherfucker.
Is that better?
I don't know, man. Don't worry about it. Just play it. I ain't worried about it.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah.
This is where they're talking in some sort of German. They'll call it his brother is dead. And he's writing down the names of the people and how many there are. Mm-hmm. He's smart.
Oh yeah, he's collecting intel. He's collecting clues, evidence. Anything he can.
He's resourceful.
Yeah, he's a Boy Scout, man. He's always prepared.
Yeah,
he's that Boy Scout archetype. He's got the Zippo on him. I mean, granted, he just got it, but I mean, he's a Boy Scout. He's prepared. He's resourceful.
Yeah.
There's other words that are not coming to mind because I'm frustrated with YouTube. So
that's where
the first time he passes this poster, he gives it the woohoo.
Yeah.
And then later on, when he passes it, he smacks it. Like, go away.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
He's like, no, oh, yeah. That's where you paused it so you could go get some drink while you were watching it.
I don't think I paused it to go do anything. I might have.
When you recorded this, you paused it multiple times, but didn't stop recording. Because I re-edited it, and you even told me about it. Because there's like a good 3 minutes where you obviously paused it because you were watching it, and you walked away and left it recording. So I sat here watching, going, "How long did this motherfucker leave for?"
Who fucking knows? I'm high sometimes when I do these movie records. I'll get all comfortable. I'll start the movie record, and it's like, fuck, I need something to drink. Fuck, I should have made some hot chocolate.
It went to commercial.
Hmm? Yeah, I still have no sound.
Oh yeah, it's just quick. It's just a one little quick commercial as opposed to a bunch of.
Why I don't have sound?
Discord, there's a volume button where you can crank it up on your end. You might have it turned down because you don't hear the TV or hear the computer and the Discord.
Hey, I have it turned all the way up actually.
Weird.
I know. Like, this is where he's talking to.
He's talking to 911.
Okay.
And she, because and she's like, attention, whoever you are, this chance is reserved for no fucking shit, lady. Does it sound like I'm ordering a fucking pizza?
So
I want to use that line in real life. Like if I ever call 911 and they're like, sir, what's the problem? I'm not ordering a pizza, lady. It's not that hard.
Okay. So I should be getting sound.
Yeah. But I'm hearing it. A non-video. Ow, pal. You know, there's a fan theory about Al.
What's that?
That the fan theory is that during Die Hard, or during Die Hard 2, he has a mental breakdown because of the story he tells about how he killed a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pause it to tell the story. The story he tells John about killing a kid finally gets to him and has a breakdown and goes into a coma. And during the time in a coma, in his mind, he moves to Chicago with his family, and the show Family Matters takes place.
But he's in the second one.
That's why I said it's during the second movie. In the second movie, after the second movie, it finally gets to him. Mm-hmm. that it finally gets to him, like he's in a car accident and he's.
But his name's not Winslow in this.
I know, but that's the fan theory that it's because of it's a coma. He changes his name to get away from the stigma.
I'm sorry, but some fan theories are just fucking.
Oh, they're out there. They're out there. But it's to get away the stigma of being that guy.
Oh yeah, he's this actor's played a cop in a lot of different roles. Yeah. But yeah.
However, if I have a different choice of a vehicle out of this movie, I want Al Powell's police car before it gets shot. I love that Caprice Classic. I think it's gorgeous.
And he's shooting up on the top of the.
They're shooting on the roof, which obviously from the street you wouldn't hear. But I always thought as a kid that the flashes from the gun muzzle were shown from the street, but they're actually strobe lights. Because when you have a building that high, you have to have strobe lights for planes.
Yeah, and you know what? You're right. People like on the street level would probably see that, not think nothing of it.
Yeah, because it literally looks like the strobe lights. Dude, I don't know what Carl is using, but that is a badass gun. Carl's gun, the guy that John just killed his brother.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it looks dope. John has got balls of steel go through with that fan and using the strap of the gun to get down through this vent scares the shit out of me every time. Girls. I can hear him speaking. They still don't know where he is. I need my soda. He can't get on top of the elevator because they're too low.
Like, if I was running around in this building, I would probably get lost by now. Like, where the fuck am I?
Well, he can't get very far because everything from the 30th floor and below is locked off. The elevators only go down to the 30th floor.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about just up and down, but I'm talking about left, right, and
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's still not a small building, regardless.
it's in the elevator shaft.
And that's another thing. Since it's just a small little area, he's kind of trapped in.
Yeah, he's a rat in a maze. Now, given the option, would you do this?
Okay,
would you ever try this?
But apparently, this was a mistake. Like,
he wasn't supposed to miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the stuntman missed and ended up grabbing onto a different ledge that he wasn't supposed to. But they went ahead and just kept it in there.
But they're like, fuck it, use it. It's genius.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, but could you imagine fucking up like
I would
that
not
as
have the
stuntman?
nuts. I
Oh
would
my
not
God.
have
Fuck.
I would not have the nuts to do this. It scares the shit out of me. Because you're talking now, granted, air shafts aren't really built like that. You go all the way down 30 floors.
Yeah, I didn't think
and have no, they're not. No. Because and they're a lot smaller, even for a building that size. But like that's a 30 floor drop. Oh Jesus.
Yeah,
that freaks me out every time.
See, I'm a person that doesn't like heights, and you ever play that video game Assassin's Creed?
Oh yeah.
You know how you like jump down, dude. Like some of those like cut scenes would, if I wasn't expecting it, and you just cut
Here
down,
comes
falling.
the greatest line. Come up to the coast. We'll get together, have a few laughs. So people online bitch about this scene. This is where you paused it for God knows how long. People online bitch about the fact that the air ducts are not dirty, which they would be in real life. Yeah. But, however, it's it's under new construction, so it wouldn't have time to get dirty because those floors are under construction. So they wouldn't have time to get dirty.
I guess if they replaced all the air ducting at the same, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I never really looked at that as really a point of contention, the dirtiness compared to the clean. But
the thing is, I used to work for a company that cleaned air ducts, and they use a hose with the attachment that sprays them, and dude, within like a month of a brand new air duct, it looks like it's 30 years old. Just the dust and everything collects. And you couldn't go through an air duct anyways because they're put together with zip screws. Mm-hmm. And you would literally just tear your body up, dragging yourself across zip screws.
I would assume it's not really, it would really support that much weight either inside.
No, they're not designed to hold that kind of weight. It's completely implausible, but does look badass. I'll give them that.
I think we are going to take another break.
Yeah.
And let this
You're
catch up.
You're still on pause.
I know.
As soon as it unpauses, as soon as you unpause it. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I paused it. Go ahead. Let's run a quick break.
Fuck yeah.
You forgot to lock the car again.
I did? Sorry.
The 469 horsepower E55 AMG. Feel the power of a Mercedes.
What's that?
That's a swear jar. Every time someone swears, you put a quarter in it.
Who gets the money?
I don't know. We'll use it to buy something for the office, like a case of Bud Light or something.
Fucking awesome. You, Bob.
You, Jim.
Eric, I have a bag on line 3 for you.
Can I borrow your pen? Can I borrow your f***ing pen?
Will the owner of a white station wagon please go yourself?
We're gonna go down there and we're gonna some ass. We're gonna some we're gonna do whatever we have to because we're gonna some
poop.
Doesn't count.
Shut the up!
I am so proud of you mother suckers. Here.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Man, I hate cardio. Activity playlist, running, hashtag gym flow, Drake and Future.
Delivery. Give me a shot if anybody comes in. You got it. Bud Light, the mother load. Hey, here it comes. Hide. Did you hear something?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Bartender, 20 Bud Lights. Oh no!
Make it a Bud Light.
All right, welcome back for that after that break. Hi.
Yeah,
it ended a little bit sooner
we
than I was expecting.
What we forgot to do, bio.link/nonsensical network. Find everything we do and say and watch there. You can find all our shows, Speedway Stories, Cold-Blooded Conversations on Mondays, along with Men Caring for Men. Tuesdays is Glicks House Music. Wednesdays is What the Fuck News. This Thursday, coming up, Jeff's Garage is going to be back. Blaze and I are going to do a show together. Fridays, of course, we're watching a new movie. I'm not going to give away what we're doing yet. Blaze will do that.
I know what. No. Last week
we already did. We already did. Yeah.
Next week is
That's right.
Scrooged.
We're watching Scrooged. Bill Murray.
Speaking of which, Bill Murray's coming out in a new movie soon. It's a zombie movie, but I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh, I'll have to look that up.
Ooh.
Dude, did you see the trailer for The Gorge?
No, but let's finish the weekly.
Oh my gosh, I gotta send you this trailer. Sorry. Saturdays in the mornings are Cash's Corners, where they talk the wrestling, and then Saturday night, Nonsensical Nonsense, the Open Door Challenge, and Sundays, of course, is Unnecessary Roughness, where the boys talk football.
Football.
Yeah, so we got past your pause break, by the way.
I saw that. Yes, awesome. He's army crawling through the air ducts while everybody is running after him, looking.
And he says another line that kind of gets thrown away. He says, "Now I know what a TV dinner feels like." I get that because that air ducts get warm.
That TV dinners back there would come in had aluminum, and they weren't really. I mean, they had the microwavable ones, but like the old school ones were.
They were originally for ovens.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another pause break by Blaze. There it goes.
That might have not been a pause break. I don't know.
Carl did shoot across the ductwork and missed John by like 5 inches. Just saying.
I mean, that happens in all Hollywood films like that.
Right? Like, what's 3 extra bullets there, Carl? But they imply that the ductwork was dirty because John's shirt is no longer white.
No, well, he did go. So that just because the air ducts looked clean,
they imply that they are dirty.
They are dirty.
Yeah,
because that shirt is now totally brown.
Yeah,
Looks like he just walked out of a mechanic shop.
It would be funnier if he untucked it and the bottom of it was just all perfectly white.
Now watch, you'll see when the cop car is flying backwards, the body that he throws is bouncing off of the hood.
Oh, really? I never noticed.
Yes. You got to watch. It happens so fucking fast. Remember, he pushes a dude out the window.
Yeah, I love that car. So, for the longest time, I thought Randy Travis played this part because the guy's accent sounds like he sounds like Randy Travis.
I do find it interesting that like their American accents are broad.
Yeah.
When they fake them, yeah. Like this dude, like you said, Randy Travis has that Texan accent.
He's like listened to like 400 hours of Randy Travis. Is like, that's my American voice.
Possible.
I don't understand this table.
I don't understand how that fucking... Did that chair just break that window?
Yeah. Apparently in the bloopers, John hits it like 15 times before it breaks. The bloopers are hilarious, by the way.
The thing is, a window really like that would not be able to break that easy.
No, because they're Lexan.
Yeah, they're purposely made not to break that easy.
Yeah.
The scene where he's about to go, when he goes under the table and shit.
I don't understand the purpose of this table. I get it; it's a conference table, but it's built weird. Oh, sorry.
So pause it real quick. Yeah. So for safety reasons, they put plexiglass underneath the table to keep splinters from hitting him. And
okay.
Shooting, it kept the noise in, and this movie itself actually caused him to go 30% deaf. All his movies after this, he has a hearing aid in, usually edited out so you don't see it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that. No, but like this conference table is built like it's zigzag. Yeah. I don't understand how that could be a comfortable conference table. Like it's completely impractical.
It is. Oh, it
because
absolutely is.
You would be staring at somebody's back while in a conference.
Yeah.
Where are you going, pal?
No more table. No more table.
Yep. There he goes.
Gets him right in the nuts. Right in the nuts.
And he is empty. He wasted a full clip on that dude.
So with the lines yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, them talking about Roy Rogers and John Wayne, this movie has that Western aesthetic almost.
Oh yeah.
So
the good guy versus the bad guy. I get that.
Yeah.
That's a wild goose chase over here at Knoxtomy.
All right, watch the body fly off the hood.
Okay.
Okay, now watch as he goes back. Hits the curb, or he goes back and goes down in that goalie or whatever.
Right.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Damn, he.
Right there.
Oh shit!
It?
I just saw it. Yeah.
I do. Boom.
Bloop. You know
that car got fucked up.
They fucked up that car.
It's like
back then those cars were a dime a dozen. Though.
Yeah.
Well, if somebody's shooting at you, dude, you don't think brakes.
My fucking Twinkies. Who fucking smashed my Twinkies?
They were supposedly for his wife.
That's a line I just made up. For his wife. That's right. He does say
that. Can we talk about Thornburg here? The TV reporter.
I think this guy is an asshole, but he's an asshole not for the wrong reason. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Just let it play.
He's an asshole. Go ahead.
He's an asshole. I think his intentions to bring transparency in journalism is good, but it's outshadowed by his greed.
Well,
in his quest for fame as a journalist.
Right. Because him going all the way over to Holly's house and interviewing the kids, I don't blame Holly for punching him in the face at the end of the movie.
I mean, I think that would be a normal journalistic thing is let's go talk to the family. But the way he does it is kind of bullshit. Yeah,
he's scumbaggy about it.
Yeah. I think he's what would be known as an ambulance chaser journalist.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So.
He's definitely, he even says, if you don't give me the truck, I'll go steal it.
Yeah. Like in the second movie, when he's in the bathroom, like divulging all this shit, like during that movie, the terrorist attack on that movie, or the not terrorist attack, either way, I think he was doing I thought that was okay. When she I
didn't see a problem with it.
Yeah, I didn't in that point, but she still went in there with the taser and fucking knocked his ass out. I thought that was too much.
Yeah. Well, because that equipment could have been used to save the plane as opposed to getting out the news. They could have landed the plane with that shit.
No, not really.
We'll discuss it when we get to that movie because I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah.
But
not because the way the frequencies work.
Pain in the head. C4.
What? Yes, the detonators. The detonators. The detonators is now the MacGuffin.
Mm-hmm. See? He did basically tell, open the front door, let me get the fuck out.
See, I have no sound, so I don't know what I forgot what they're talking about.
He's basically saying, he's like, who are you? What are you, another American that saw too many movies?
Oh, this is the Roy Rogers comment. This is where they talk. Yeah, this is where they make the Roy Rogers. Yeah.
He says, what are you, John Wayne? He says, I'm more personal Roy Rogers myself. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Which I appreciate. I think Roy Rogers was better than John Wayne. I was never a big fan of John Wayne.
Was kind of a cuck. I'm not either. I think that's our dad's generation.
You know the actor that played John Wayne absolutely fucking was scared of horses.
No shit.
Yeah. He was not. And I guess when it comes to
doesn't she show up in the second movie?
No, it's a different blonde reporter. I know what you're talking about.
Is it? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I always thought it was the same one.
You're talking about the skinny one at the end where she.
No. I think she's on TV in the.
Like that's possible because
when the dude's in the bathroom. Possible.
Yeah, because he's still working for the same network.
Yeah.
And in the second one, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going big media now."
Yeah.
So.
Where do you buy the equipment to drill into this safe? That is fucking dope setup.
Well, this is 80s, probably Radio Shack.
I guess. I think Theo built all that stuff. That's why he brought him along.
Probably. I mean, of course, besides these guys being criminals, they're engineers and electricians and
they all have their skill set.
Yeah.
Now this is John. He's basically telling Al everything that's going on.
Yeah. So up until this point, again, everybody's thinking that they're just normal terrorists. Mm-hmm. Their whole ploy is as soon as the feds come in, they're drilling through the different parts of this vault, the security locks. And the very last security lock is electromagnetic. Electromagnetic. So as soon as the feds cut the power, because during terrorist negotiations, quote unquote, then that what gives them final access to the vault. So,
well,
they're using the federal government's predictability against
right.
her. Yeah. So,
well, Al even says at that point, he says the FBI is running the show now, and they got the terrorist guidebook, and they're running it step by step.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call me Roy, he says.
Yeah. I mean, this is back in the 80s again when terrorist scares were a big thing. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's always, I mean, even if you look at movies made nowadays, terrorists being a threat or part of that movie is very
repetitive. It's a major trope.
Yeah. I mean, look at Iron Man.
This guy is such an asshole too. He can't even like the guy that's now in charge. He showed up in a car being driven, and there was nobody in the passenger seat, so he got in the back. He thinks he's more important than he is.
So the guy's right now in the suit. Well, he's like the captain of the cops. He's like,
oh no, I get that.
Yeah,
but when he shows up, he could have ridden in the passenger seat of the car. But he rode in the back, like, drive me.
Oh, when he showed up on scene.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. I don't know. I mean,
it could have been in the car. If I roll it back. No. I rolled it. I'm not going to roll it back. But if you roll it back, you can actually see there's nobody in the passenger seat of the car that drives him to the scene.
I see what you mean. Well, that's a good juxtaposition with John McClane in the front seat.
Exactly.
He's more of a people person.
So this is the scene where you find out Holly was basically second in command at Nakatomi, because he said, "Who put you in? What idiot put you in charge?" She goes, "You did when you shot Takagi."
Mm-hmm.
So she makes good money, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. She's probably a millionaire.
I wouldn't call her a millionaire because she's only been doing it for about 6 months to a year.
Well, I mean, in today's time, she would be a millionaire.
Oh yeah, she probably, if you count for inflation, she makes probably $400,000 a year in the 80s, which is a couple million now.
Yeah. And if you think about it, she is a woman in the 80s, so comparatively, she probably is not even making the money she should be.
Oh yeah, the gender gap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay gap. Yeah. That's why she's so high up. They didn't have to pay her as much. I'm just saying, save where you can.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
Dude, so Argyle's sitting in the back of the car. He's so bored he's drinking.
Yeah, okay, so I got a problem with that one.
What?
As a limo driver.
Yeah, but he's not going anywhere.
As a limo driver, like,
he's been there for like 6 hours already, man.
Well, true.
I would say this whole thing takes place in about 8 hours. Like this whole movie takes a span of a good 8 to 10 hours.
That's an interesting time frame because I'm not sure. I don't know if it ever alludes to it.
They don't. Because
I mean, we can go back and look at clocks in the scenes.
I don't know.
Probably kind of get a good guesstimation.
Right. But it's one of those things. It's like from the moment John lands to getting to Nakatomi, let's call that maybe an hour and a half tops.
Honestly, I think it's a lot more than 8 hours. Because we start the movie.
I'm talking about from the moment Hans Gruber locks everything down, it's 8 hours.
The sun is already set by then.
Right.
Okay.
And
so this is in LA in Christmas time. It'd probably be getting dark around 8 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock.
7, 8 o'clock, yeah.
No. Earlier than that.
Know. Yeah, no, you're talking closer to like 5, 6.
Yeah, 5, 6 o'clock. And this almost goes into the next morning, if I remember right. So I mean, that's got to be way more than 8 hours.
I would say by the time they get the vault open, it's midnight.
I would guess between 8 to 12 hours.
Yeah.
I put it somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah. So Argyle having a single drink because he's got nothing better to fucking do, I don't blame him. Because he's just now realizing he can't get out as he's driving around the parking lot, burning the shit out of the tires, by the way.
I don't know. In a situation like that, I wouldn't want to be drunk. I'm okay high, but not drunk. But almost any situation,
so
I'm
much
not
sense.
Okay drunk. God, I am. You guys think I'm
This guy
when I'm stoned?
This guy. If you had an 80s movie and there was a bad guy, and this guy wasn't in the movie, it wasn't an 80s movie.
So this
guy's
part
in
right
every
here,
80s movie.
This part was ad-libbed. Him grabbing the candy bar.
Yeah.
It was all on him. He ad-libbed that part thinking it'll add a little bit of depth to this character.
Because he's been in like 400 movies. The dude's been in like 400 movies.
I'm talking about
he's in
the
everything.
specific scene, but yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Loading deck. You know, this is a suspiciously dead fucking parking lot.
His name is Al Long. Leong.
Who?
That Asian dude that
Al
just
Long?
grabbed that candy bar? Al Long. He's been in so much.
This would be one of those movies. If Danny Trejo was an actor at that point, you'd probably see him in a back.
Right, exactly.
He's that type of character.
Yeah.
He just looks like a bad guy.
Well, he played Genghis Khan in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
He did.
He was in 76 movies, by the way.
I gotta add that.
I know. I
love me some Rufus.
I do too.
All hell Rufus.
They're shooting at the lights. Shoot at the lights.
They're shooting at the lights. Oh my god!
I love Al's response.
Duh.
He's like, no shit.
You know, it's funny that same similar situation happened in the second movie when John McClane's trying to explain something bad's about to happen, and the head cop of the airport is like, "Oh, go fuck yourself. You're just talking out your ass. You have this hero complex and blah blah blah."
Yeah, well, it's even mentioned in. Is it the second movie that somebody says, "I saw you on TV after that LA thing, and you kind of were out of your depth while you're talking to whoever was the head of on the thing."
Yeah.
Because John gets he gets a 15 minutes of fame thing from saving all these people.
It kind of highlights that detachment between the person doing the job from the managers that oversee the job and don't do the job anymore. There's that disconnect. Like man, I do this job every day. I'm on the streets. Like, you've been behind a desk for so many years. You know, my input's valuable, but because that guy's in charge, he's like, yeah, whatever.
He's like, yeah, fuck you, because you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm the boss. We're going to do it my way.
Metro. Oh, by the way, if anybody wants to watch this, you can watch it free on Tubi.
Yes, it is on Tubi.
I think this is on Tubi.
Yeah, this is on Tubi.
What is that noise?
It's my phone. I'm getting a phone call.
I was like, man, your vibrator's like going off in your pocket, dude.
My phone's ringing.
Uh-oh. LAPD bringing in the heavy hitters. I don't know. Did LA have these fucking big ass fucking tactical vehicles in the 80s? I don't remember that being a thing. I thought it wasn't until like the 90s that they started.
What, the anti-riot vehicle?
Yeah.
No, they've always had that because it's LA. It's a big city.
This is true. There has been some hellacious riots out there, and we're probably gonna have some more. This is where he's going to throw the explosives down the fucking elevator shaft, huh? So, yeah, I think this is where he shoves the C4 down the... Oh, Jeff's on the phone. I didn't realize he was on the phone. Oh, this isn't work time. This isn't work time. So, John McClane's wiring up the chair with C4 and fuse cord. He's going to throw it down the elevator shaft. And he uses I had to look this up. He uses an old school computer monitor. And monitors like that and some TVs had specific cathodes that when they hit the ground or were dropped, they would cause a spark. So there's some
because of the tubes. It's basically like a tube TV.
And now the explosion over the building, they recorded the building, of course, but that explosion was edited. It was overlaid over the video.
Yeah.
Or over the picture.
Yeah, it's kind of like the concept we talked about last week. The movie we talked about last week.
I think we missed the part that the phone number was on. Son of a bitch.
Did we?
Yes.
Oh, darn.
Man. I'm going to look it up. I bet it's on fucking Google.
Dude, that is the worst picture of Alan Rickman ever. Doesn't even look like Alan.
Which one is that?
That picture they were showing on the news.
Mm-hmm.
Shit ton of screen doors. How did you get two? Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna.
You're gonna actually call it? You want me to pause the movie?
Pause this number. Yeah, pause the movie.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do this.
I'm probably gonna get arrested for this.
Yeah, well.
So it's 213-203-3723.
There you go. Ask for John McClane.
The number you have reached is not in service. Please check dial again. SPOK.
They've obviously changed it because it's been so long.
But he used to go to Fox Plaza.
Yeah.
The real life headquarters of 20th Century Fox. Bummer. Yeah, they probably had so many people call the number.
He says, Glass? Who gives a shit about Glass? Dwayne T. Robinson.
Walking all over it. You got glass on everybody. That's why he's saying he gives a shit about glass, because he's already walking on that shit.
No, he hasn't walked on it yet.
Oh, he hasn't? I thought he has.
No.
I was like, fuck yeah.
Because the only reason that Alan Rickman has everybody shoot the glass is because Alan Rickman goes to check the detonators and runs into John.
That's right. We haven't got to that part yet.
Not yet. It's coming up.
God, sometimes I forget how long this movie is.
It's not a long movie, but it's long.
It's about 2 hours, and for the 80s, that was
it's 2 hours and 12 minutes.
That's a pretty long movie for the 80s.
Yeah,
because
for an action movie, no less.
Most movies were about 90-minute mark, 92 minutes.
Yeah. Sprechen Sie talk. Yeah.
And now we got movies coming out that's like fucking 3 hours long, bastards.
Yeah.
First time I went and saw one of the Pirate of the Caribbean, it was like a 3-hour movie. And at one point in time, I had a fucking piss. We were in the theaters in Guam.
Oh.
And we had snuck in a bunch of beer. So I had my bladder.
This line, the Hans Booby. is improvised. And Alan Rickman, this is his actual reaction. Because he doesn't know. He doesn't know he's about to say it.
There's actually quite a bit of ad-libbing.
Use a fountain pen. Yeah. Back?
Like that when we get to one scene, the whole entire scene was pretty much ad-libbed.
Yeah.
Like, when we get to it, I'll point it out. I'm sure you know what it is.
I must have missed 6 minutes.
So about halfway through the movie in Guam, this Pirates of the Caribbean, I had to piss so fucking bad, and I'm kind of drunk by this point.
Right.
So I say fuck it, and I'm in one of the front aisles, but behind me is the floor. So I decided to turn around and leap over the chair, and my fucking shoe got hit. It got trapped on the top of the fucking chair.
How many Twinkies has Al eaten? He has the back of the package memorized.
Memorized. He does.
Right. Yeah, he's got it memorized. That's like I got Google and I don't know what's in a Twinkie.
In the second one, he's sitting there at his desk eating a Twinkie, and John calls me, "Hey, put the Twinkie down." I was like, "What do you mean? I don't have a Twinkie."
Touching cowboy, touching it.
Twinkies are awesome. There was another movie. Twinkies were a big part of the movie. Fucking Zombieland.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, yeah.
Twinkies are brought up in a lot of movies.
Twinkies is a cultural thing.
Yeah.
They used to taste good. They don't taste good anymore.
I have an observation here. When Ellis is talking to John on this radio, they hand him a can of Coke. Arrogant on his part, but I'm sure they were like, "Can we get you anything?" And he was like, "Yeah, some Coke." And they brought him a can of Coke, and he was talking about Coke.
I think that's what
I mean?
I legitimately think you're right about that. His character was meaning, "Fucking, let's go snow.
Give me some blow."
Yeah. And they bring him
and they brought him a can of Coke, and he's like, "Fuck it, whatever."
But they probably wrote it in there for advertisement placement.
Oh yeah. Because look, he brings it up. He's like, "Yeah, okay, yeah."
Not exactly
in a glass, no less.
No, I need my Coke to come with a mirror. What's his glass?
And no ice. No, why did he pour it into a glass if he's got no fucking ice?
Honestly, I just think they're making him feel
Psychopath.
like he's in charge at the moment.
Yeah.
He's dead. Bye-bye. Or in internet speak now, you are unalived.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck you're doing. Oh, well, Ellis, bye-bye. Look, man, John, they got a gun to my head or something like that. I don't
he says, "What am I, a method actor?
I remember the scene.
You don't need the
That's
gun."
what it was, yeah.
And he says, "John." Look at him sweating like a pig, man. At least he drank his Coke.
It'll be
Yay, Ellis is dead.
The last Coke he ever had. And it's the drinkable kind. Bummer, dude. If you're going to go out, that's not the way to go out.
Before we started, we were talking about the song by the band Guys Night that's called Die Hard. And in the lyrics, it says it was pretty sweet when they killed Ellis. So I need to send you the lyrics because you'll get a kick out of that.
I like how some of these movies that we watch or just movies that are made in general, there's always like a character or two that you just, when they meet their demise, you're like, yay.
Yeah.
And it's not
100%.
always the bad guy. It's not always the main villain. Just some side character that's just fucking annoying.
Well, once again, as I said, excuse me, Ellis is a fucking scumbag.
Yeah. 100%.
So nobody's upset about Ellis dying except Ellis. You know what
Ellis
I mean?
is like that UHC CEO. There's just no sympathy for him.
Yeah, he's a scumbag.
Hot take. God, can you imagine here in a couple of years there's going to be a fucking movie made out of that shit? You know there is.
Of what?
Of this the UHC CEO getting popped. There's going to be a fucking made for TV movie or made for Netflix. I wonder who buys the rights first, Netflix or Prime.
So I sent you the webpage that has
I saw
lyrics from the Die Hard song.
I will look at it when I'm on the toilet bowl.
So Hans is making all these. He did research saying that we'll let everybody go if you can get our revolutionary brothers released.
And he just starts listing off terrorist organizations.
He lists off terrorist groups, and Carl even looks at him and he's like, Red Dawn? He's like, I saw about them on CNN. And Carl even says, do you think they'll actually do it? He's like, who cares? It's basically to keep them busy.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a quick break?
It'll be our last one. I only got one more lined up.
Okay, well, let's wait a little bit longer. I've got to get through our commercial here. Okay.
Yeah. How much time we got left?
So Theo's about 30 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll take one.
You want to take a
about
break?
10 minutes or so. No, here in about 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
It's a longer night. I think I went on a little bit longer diatribe at the beginning of the episode.
That's all right. I love this movie.
My vessel. I'm driving this bitch. I'll talk what I want.
See, this is where John's already put it together.
He's got all the clues right in front of his face.
Yeah.
And he's trying to relay all that information down there, but nobody really wants to fucking hear him.
Except for Al.
No.
This guy, this fucking news reporter, he's like, as in Helsinki, Sweden, Finland, you idiot. Instantly gets made to look like an asshole. Yeah, this just shows how little people know, because this guy's saying there's the Helsinki effect, but it's not even remotely happening to anybody in the building.
What the hell's a Helsinki effect?
When you're kidnapped, after a while, you become kind of reliant on
that's Stockholm syndrome.
That's basically what they're saying. Stockholm syndrome and the Helsinki effect is the same thing.
Oh, really? I've never heard it called the Helsinki effect.
That's what the guy that the reporters were talking to said.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah. Now, I'm sorry. Every time I see this dude, I think of Goonies. He was one of the Fratellis.
Oh, which one are we talking about?
Agent Johnson.
I know. You talking about Johnson? Agent Johnson?
Johnson, yeah. Yep. Agent
Johnson and Johnson.
Dude I thought that said Mary fuck off. Spray painted on the side of that. Now, see, Hans is climbing up here to check the detonators, and he's set his gun down.
So the Helsinki effect it's a book. This book argues that human rights norms established by the Helsinki Final Act contributed to the demise of communism in Eastern Europe. It explores a final act. So I don't think it's so much what you were thinking it was.
Oh no, I'm literally was relaying what the guy was talking about.
Yeah, well, then the writers don't know what they were talking about.
Right, exactly.
So
there's a theory. Have you heard the cigarette theory about this movie?
Okay, before you go into the cigarette theory, go ahead and pause it for a second.
Go ahead. Okay.
So during the making of this movie, they really weren't sure how they were going to have these two characters meet under the situation in which was going on. So this scene right here was completely ad-libbed. Like this interaction between John McCain and Hans Gruber was totally ad-libbed. Alan Richter was messing around with different American accents. And that's kind of where they kind of got this idea.
He was from my understanding, he was poking fun at some of the American actors and on set behind the scenes and like he's like, you say table or you say water bottle instead of water bowl, because he's British. And they were like, he does a pretty good American accent. I got an idea for a scene. Yeah. I get where you're going.
Yeah.
No, the cigarette theory here. Go ahead.
No, and I was just saying, go ahead with the cigarette theory.
So John has met Hans on the roof, and Hans pretends to be one of the hostages, and John hands him a cigarette. And they're European cigarettes. European cigarettes they make U.S. cigarettes look like paper. Like they hit hard. Like it's super strong. And the cigarette theory is that at that moment, John instantly knew that it was one of the terrorists, because when he takes a drag from the cigarette, he's holding it like a European. A European holds a cigarette like this.
Mm-hmm.
An American holds a cigarette like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hans Gruber's holding a cigarette like this and lighting it like this. And when he takes a drag off the cigarette, zero reaction. Like he's completely used to the hard draw of a European cigarette. And that's where John is like, this guy's a terrorist. He may not be Hans, but he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
So,
he's not who he says.
That's the cigarette theory.
Now the way he holds the cigarettes, that's definitely by the way it hits that I never really knew. I don't think I've ever had a European cigarette.
Oh
But
no,
hey,
dude, they're harsh.
Your cigarette skills came in handy tonight. Thank you.
I'm just saying. As a smoker, I know my cigarettes, buddy. Well, being that I live in such a melting pot of people, I have friends from Europe that come here and they're like, "You want a cigarette?" And I'll take a hit off one. I'm like, I don't need a cigarette for another 3 days now.
Are they just unfiltered?
No, they're filtered, but it's almost like smoking a cigar in cigarette form. Like if you ever inhale the smoke from a cigar,
Yeah.
you're supposed to puff on a cigar,
Don't do that. It makes you sick.
Yeah, it's the same concept with a European cigarette.
Interesting. Man,
But
here's
watch
the
how he holds his
here.
cigarette here. He pulls it out and he's holding it.
I like how he pockets the cigarette.
He's got it like this.
back too.
He did. I didn't realize that. What a dickhead! What an asshole!
Totally
He stole John's last cigarette. Oh, what an asshole!
Yeah, he just puts
That's
it in his
reason to
pocket.
shoot him right there, man. What a dickhead!
It's when he
I
finds
never
out
realized
he's
that.
barefooted. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he sees the floor directory, so he's going to check the theory, and he's going to say, "I'm John." He's like, Clay. And you see Bill Clay on the directory. He's like, well, it says W. Clay. So William,
Yeah.
So Hans kind of did some research just in case.
Oh yeah.
But
they
John
definitely
instantly
had,
realized because of the cigarette thing, John realizes he's not Bill Clay.
and he gives him an unloaded gun.
Yes. Which is why John gave him the unloaded gun. Like if the dude would have been like, "No, I don't smoke," or held a cigarette like an American. And that's why John's not surprised when he turns around and Hans Gruber's got the gun on him.
Oh no.
See, he's not even phased.
Joke's on you, pal. Imagine what he's
Look
going
it
on.
down
in his
and
head.
give me my detonators.
Detonators. I like how he says detonators.
Detonators. You'd be on fucking TV with that accent.
He just walks up to the gun. Hans Gruber is just like, yeah, I got this motherfucker now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, game over, John. Wrong.
Not even remotely.
Because John
I'm going
knows
to
that
agree.
Hans Gruber is a trigger-happy motherfucker.
Oops. He says, "Oops, no bullets." Think I'm stupid? See? It's like when you think I'm fucking stupid.
Shoot the glass.
No, it's coming. He first says it in German or whatever.
They kind of
language
already
it is.
are, but then they do it more.
Then and Carl looks at him like, "What?" It's like, "Shoot the glass."
Oh, dude, took him out at the kneecaps. Do you see how he fell
hurt.
fucking
That hurts.
right over the broken glass like that? Oh, that's cool. Mm.
Look at the size of those computers. Jesus.
Well,
I get it.
I was watching something the other day, and they demonstrated the old AOL sign-in with the dial-up modem and shit.
Yeah.
56K modem.
Where you take the phone and actually set it on a little thing. Shoot the glass. I'm sorry. If I'm John, just fucking kill me. I'm not walking across that broken glass, dude. It's not going to happen. Or I'm shuffling. Why can't he shuffle?
I would find something to. I mean, he does. He finds something to wrap his feet up in to stop the bleeding. But even before then, I would have found something to wrap my feet up with.
Yeah.
Use the glass at the floor. Let the glass hit the floor. Let the glass hit the floor.
I'm just saying. At that
percussion.
Percussion grenade, yes.
Yep.
And John's already out the door.
Peace, bitches. I'm out.
And there's the
jumped out of
detonators.
the. You know, I always thought Bruce Willis would make a decent fucking Batman.
Ooh. I'm not mad at that.
Mm-hmm. You want to pause it for real quick before we go on a break? I want to ask a question. Are you familiar with? There's a trilogy that came out. The first two came out back to back in 2022, and then the third one came out in 2023. It's called the Detective Knight movies with Bruce Willis.
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I think I might have seen him because he did a bunch of those they were kind of like B movies. Like they weren't very big. I think I've seen a couple of them.
So I went ahead and watched them because I was getting into, I was like, oh, Die Hard, Bruce Willis. And I hadn't seen his last movies. And I remember what somebody had said, and I'm watching it and it clicked. I was like, man, they did him wrong on those movies. Really? Whoever his agent was, whoever talked him into doing those movies, because this was the time that his health complications were an apparent thing.
Starting.
And you watch this movie, and it's like they're forcing an old man to do something he's really not into doing. Like they're action movies, but the way the camera is, you don't see him actually doing any action because he's so old. And I'm sitting there watching this movie, and I don't want to sit here and put down the movies themselves. I think the stories were good. I think they could have been actual good movies had they not cast Bruce Willis because of his condition. And I think it was unjust.
Like Bruce Willis in his prime, they would have been good.
Yeah, I think it was unjust to him to have him in those movies. And it was sad to watch. So
honestly enough, my favorite Bruce Willis movie, and I get flack for this all the time, The Hudson Hawk. I love that movie.
I don't know if I ever watched the Hudson Hawk.
It's a comedy.
It sounds familiar.
I remember Bruce Willis plays a thief. He plays a thief.
I do. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Because I know before
he's like a cat burglar.
Before he got into Hollywood, he was a TV show actor.
Moonlighting. This is his first major motion picture is Die Hard.
And you know what? Yes. And he plays a cop a lot. If you think even back to Moonlighters, he was a detective or a PI or something like that. All right. Let's go into break. Let's see. I did that.
I've never seen any episode of Moonlighting, by the way.
I remember watching a couple way, way, way back in the day, but it wasn't something I regularly watched.
I think it was one of those things like, oh, fucking Moonlighting's on. What else is on?
Yeah, I think so. And on that note.
For us, for our generation, anyways.
Yeah. Well, it was either that or infomercials.
Yeah. Played this one already.
My bad. I
2
watched
years is too long
Superbad
to
the
wait.
other night.
Introducing
This is
Jump from
fucking
T-Mobile.
amazing.
Upgrade
They
when you
do-
want, not when you're told.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Linda. Hi, Linda.
Hiya, boys. New push-up bra. Amazing, eh?
Looking good, Mom.
Oh. Oh, come here, you. Group hug?
Just one lemon left.
Lemon Skittles are my favorite.
They're my favorite.
Let's settle it the usual way.
Settle it the usual way!
Settle it the usual way. Settle the usual way. Settle it. Settle it the usual way. Woo! Settle it the usual way.
Settle the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Really? You guys meet? Greg, Janice?
We sure did.
That was stupid.
Great.
This is Smart, a beeper service for just $1.99 a month. From who else? Smart Beep.
We've got chemistry here. You feel it?
I felt it.
All right, Janice.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
All right, Mama, let's get going. Nap time is calling my name.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Hi. My car just broke down, and I was wondering if you had any tools to get me going.
Sorry, I'm just a little bit busy right now.
Oh.
Wake up and stay alert with new Lynx Rise.
Hey. Fancy a massage? Yeah.
Who first? Yeah!
Ooh, fast.
I felt that chemistry just now. Oh, I'm sorry.
Welcome back, everybody.
Fucking Die Hard.
Yes. Don't forget bio.link/nonsensical network. Find everything we do on social media, including our merch store, nonsensical-nonsense.myspreadshop.com. Back to the
Oh, and by the way, all those links are down in the description.
Yes.
All right. So we are.
This is the cop the reporter getting ready to go to
Holly's house.
Holly's house. I love this line by Holly. As Carl's beating up the drink cart, he's like, only
John
can make somebody off that much. Only John can make somebody that mad. I love it. I so feel for John here. Oh,
right? Fuck, dude. And of course.
And that's not a little bit of blood, dude. Like these gush.
Like I think there's a vein that runs down your feet that if you cut, you bleed pretty good.
Yeah.
Nutrafol, whatever that is.
That chick does not. She has thin hair. I'm sorry.
No, I like her hair. She had pretty hair. She's pretty.
She did, but it was not thin by any stretch of the imagination. She said, when my hair started thin, bitch, it's not thin.
Ah, that's thin. My hair's thinning.
Mine is. I have baby fine hair. Look at that.
Oh, man.
I feel that.
You ever had to pull glass out of yourself like that? It fucking hurts.
I've had to pull like splinters out and stuff like that. And I'd rather, it's almost that like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to leave it. Just let it work its way out itself.
I had a BB fucking surgically like removed out of my thigh.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't like a big surgery, just a little cut. Well, it was from those pump action BB guns.
Yep.
And a buddy pointed it at me. I was like right across, like at my neighbor's house. I was knocking on Chris's door. He's a buddy of mine in Guam. And my buddy that was over at my house grabbed my BB gun. He was pointing at me, fucking with me. He's like, dude, I'm really not going to shoot you. And he squeezes the trigger. It bounces off the fucking wall, goes through my jeans into my thigh.
Yeah.
He didn't aim
be
it at
careful,
me.
you shoot your eye out.
Shoot your eye out, kid. That's in 2 weeks.
What's coming up? Yeah, in 2 weeks.
That's in 2 weeks.
Just saying.
Hopefully, I'll have the movie clip shit.
So we just found out Al's backstory why he's at a desk.
Yeah, what is the complete backstory?
So apparently he was on patrol. He was on patrol and it was dark and this kid popped out of nowhere and he shot the kid thinking he had a gun. But it was like a toy gun.
You know what's so
he's
funny?
Never been able to pull his gun again.
That's actually happened in real life, even after this movie was made.
It happens more often than not. Have you seen the phone cases that look like guns? Like, I would not buy that for that simple reason.
I have seen guns that look like cell phones that fold into like a gun, like a fucking little Derringer type.
Oh yeah,
type deal. So, which is kind of bad because it's hurt some First Amendment auditors. Cops are like, I don't know if that's a camera or a gun now. Fucking asshole.
Right.
So, but yeah, I heard that. I looked it up. I'm like, oh shit, there is a gun that looks like a fucking cell phone, or a cell phone that looks like a gun, or whatever.
They're phone cases. I actually have a photo of one.
I haven't seen the phone cases that are guns. I've seen phone cases that either hold mace or like a small taser or some shit.
Let me see if I can find a picture here.
Called
here we go.
And there goes the power. So the feds just cut all the power, which reset everything, which killed the electromagnetic lock in the vault. So now it is fucking Christmas time for the supposed terrorists. This is when they fucking play that song "Ode to Joy."
Yes.
So this is an actual Christmas song, is it not? Ode to Joy.
Yes, it is. But not only that, this is the third or fourth time you hear this song in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
When Hans is going up in the elevator, he's singing it. Here's the phone case. Look. Like, that won't get you shot.
It might fucking get you thrown into fucking psych ward. Were you trying to kill himself? Right. Sitting there talking on your phone, holding it,
hold a gun. Yeah. I'm sorry, but "Ode to Joy" is one of those songs. It's overplayed in movies, but I'm always there for it. I love it. We'll shut them down. We'll let them sweat for a while. Then we give them helicopters right up the ass.
I'm pretty sure "Ode to Joy" is a Christmas song.
Oh yeah. Actually, I'm gonna look that up.
I was just
is
about
"Ode
to
to Joy" a Christmas song?
Google. I'd ask my Alexa, but oh well.
Song. Okay, so "Ode to Joy" is "Ode to Joy" a Christmas song? And no, "Ode to Joy" is not a Christmas song, but it has been featured in Christmas movies, such as Die Hard. I kid you not, it says such as Die Hard. "Ode to Joy" was featured in the 1988 movie Die Hard, which is set at a Japanese company during a Christmas party. But it's actually it's not a Christmas song. It's just played during Christmas. Because Christmas is
Interesting.
a joyful time of the year.
Oh, okay. That makes
So,
sense. It is Beethoven.
yeah.
Oh, I was trying to find.
This
here
is
we
where
I want to.
John doesn't think he's going to make it. John's basically telling Al, I'm not going to make it. Find my wife, tell her that I love her, and I'm a jerk. Should have been more supportive. You got to remember, John basically did the first podcast ever because everybody's listening to that radio right now. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Because
it's not us, your new favorite podcast.
I know. I'm just saying. Everybody's listening to him.
God damn it.
You can tell
I
that
don't know what you're
yourself.
talking about.
It's Al just said, you're going to make this out of here. And he
Oh, and
says,
John
that's
did.
up to the man upstairs. And then he says, wait a minute, upstairs? What were you doing up on the roof, Hans?
Which man upstairs?
Well, no, that's where he just started thinking. He's like, what the fuck was Hans doing on the top of the roof?
Yeah, Al was talking about God, and John's
Yeah.
like, ooh, what about Gruber? What the fuck's he
Why
doing?
was Gruber doing on the roof?
Hmm.
Scumbag thing to do right here. He's like, you fucking, let me talk to those kids now, or I'm calling you INS. You're a douchebag.
You
What an
say
asshole.
that. You say that now, but that's more and more of a common threat.
Oh,
You're
I'm
right
sure
there,
it is.
On INS.
Well, let's be honest. There's more
And that's kind of
illegals
spurred on
nowadays
by,
than that. But
yeah.
but it's one of those things like, how do you know that? Like, that's one of those things like, that bitch could have been like, you know what? Go ahead, call him, fucker. What are they going to do?
I know, he's just assuming.
He's stereotyping.
This is when he finds out that the roof is getting blown. That building's getting blown no matter what.
He said he figured it out. It's a double cross. That's their escape plan.
Oh.
Because Hans even says, by the time they figure everything out, we'll be on a beach somewhere collecting 30%.
Drinking Mai Tais.
Yeah. Senoritas and margaritas and senoritas.
Now, what does he mean by collecting 30%? Is that the
They're bearer bonds.
cut?
No, they're
Everybody's
bearer
cut?
bonds. Basically, they're going to take that money and reinvest it. And on a bearer bond, it's not worth it's worth what's in the bank. If you own the bearer bond or you have the bearer bond, and you get 30% of whatever that amount is.
Yeah, but I mean, if you
Because it's not like cash.
But if you steal other people's bearer bonds, aren't they trackable?
No,
Yeah, like if you
not in the 80s.
Really?
Nowadays they aren't bearer bonds because it's all done with crypto. But
Or
this
did
is the
do it.
crypto of the 80s because bearer bonds, in order to collect the money that was in that bearer bond, you have to have that piece of paper.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the way
they'll
maybe
never cash in that
overcomplicate
money.
things.
They'll never collect the money. They'll just collect 30%. And the way a bearer bond works is it goes into another account collecting that 30%, and then you actually call the bank and says, hey, this is the account number that's on the piece of paper. It says, I want to take out my 30%. Okay, yeah, here you go.
You just show up to the bank with the bearer bond?
You don't have to. You can call them because you got the routing number on the bearer bond.
So that bearer bond gives you access to an account?
It's basically, well, I'm not 100% sure how it works, but that's my understanding, is that it's basically a receipt for the money that's in there. And there's $250 million at 30%.
That's, yeah. I'm going to have to look more into how bearer bonds work. There's old Al Long.
Yep.
Hmm. bonds is such a fucking.
So bearer bond works as a physical certificate with attached coupons where the person holding the certificate and only the person holding the certificate can collect the money or percentage from the coupon at the bank. It's basically a untrackable, like in the Cayman Islands. They don't have names on the accounts; they have numbers.
Oh, okay, that makes.
Yeah, it's like an untrackable amount.
I see what you mean by the comparison to today's crypto.
Like crypto, yeah. Like you have to have a crypto wallet to get that money out.
Interesting.
That's how bearer bonds work. Yeah.
Speaking of crypto, I asked Shaka next time he does a crypto. I was gonna pop up and ask some questions.
FXT.
I gotta write those questions down. What's
Invest
that?
in FXT. FXT.
No,
it's
not about what I want to invest in or not. It's how it's set up.
How they work.
It works.
They work like a bearer bond.
Now
this is
the resources that are used during crypto and stuff like that. So.
Okay. So this is John fighting Carl. How this dude survives being hung for as long as he's hung. How long is he hung up there? He survives because Powell is the one that kills him.
It really doesn't say how long, but you would assume he was dead.
Yeah.
Granted, I mean, you can like pass out by being choked and not die, but if you're up there,
but it's highly unlikely.
Pressure is still, you would think eventually you just expire.
The only thing I think that saved him is the fact that it's a chain and not a rope. Like a chain, when a chain, because if it's twisted just right, it's not connected all the way across.
It can lose its slack over time. The more pressure,
right?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Well, even if you look at like a chain link, you can't really see it, but if it's twisted a certain amount, it won't touch. Every other rung will be different.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
There is that. Yeah. Now John's trying to get everybody off. Nobody can understand him because everybody's screaming. Plus the helicopters are flying around. So he starts shooting to get everybody off the roof. And the stupid FBI thinks he's a terrorist.
That's when Johnson & Johnson breaks out the baby oil.
Yeah.
Turn it into a Diddy party. Fuck.
Oh, we missed just like fucking Saigon. He's like, I was in junior high, dickhead. I love that line. Like they haven't been partners very long. Let's be honest. So Mythbusters did a test on this myth.
Okay, so go ahead.
The fire hose thing. They said it's plausible, but highly unlikely.
Yeah, because the way
the nuts you gotta have, buddy.
Not only the nuts, but to tie that around you, and the way he did.
Well, it's not like a normal. It's not like a normal hose. They're
a fire
fabric.
They're
fabric hose.
Yeah, I know. I get
Canvas.
that. Yeah, they don't.
But
really
it doesn't look like he's tied very well.
No.
But he did it. The way he tied it was like almost like you do a bath towel. You tuck. It's not really tied. It's tucked. And once again, glass does not break as easy as it does. Now, if you shoot at it, maybe. But wouldn't that fuck him up even more?
Yes. And then,
of course,
the reel drops.
The reel drops.
Like,
but I'm sorry, how heavy is that reel?
Yeah, I don't think it can be that heavy. Like, not at all.
However, John is laying on what looks like a piece of ceiling tile, which lowers his friction.
He was making him slide. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, making him slide. So that would be the only excuse. Now, why didn't he just walk around? But it kind of saves him because
in the water.
Well, no, but by getting in the water when the helicopter blows up, he survives because the water stops the concussiveness of the explosion of the helicopter.
But doesn't stop the debris, which he doesn't get hit by.
Well, it slows down the debris.
In his movies, the Detective Knight series, like he has this thing about him, like he can walk into danger and like bullets miss him and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, like what is he? Fucking Domino from Deadpool 2?
No, but they kind of give that that air of.
Now, see, this is where the ambulance gets pulled out of the van. That it wasn't in the van when they pulled up.
What do you mean?
Well, when they show up in the beginning of the movie in that box truck,
yeah.
When you look in the back as they're coming out, there's no van there.
Oh, I see what you mean. And now there's a van in there, yes.
Because the reason why is because when they were making the movie, they made the movie in chronological order, and they didn't realize that they were going to need the ambulance because they hadn't finished writing the movie when they started filming.
This is true.
So they didn't know they needed the ambulance when they showed up.
So like this part right here where Argyle slams into the ambulance, originally he was supposed to be in more action scenes, but because of where the limo was and they like, oh, that's not realistic. They did write that in just so he still had a part.
So
I guess in the book there was a guy, a character.
You missed it there for a second. When the bearer bonds fly across the side, you see it's cut up in a bearer bond is cut up into multiple sections. You have the big bond, and then you have little receipts.
Yeah,
those receipts are the different accounts that they go into.
Okay,
the percentages, according to Google.
Google's my new favorite friend.
I love Google.
Everything I need to know, so I don't have to learn. I'm joking.
Actually, I have a picture. I found a picture here real quick of what a bearer bond looks like, and I'll show everybody. So you see on the side, those are the bank accounts that the big one, the percentages go into there.
Oh,
so it's 4 accounts per bearer bond.
Okay.
That's where the 30% comes in.
To each one of those accounts.
Correct.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's basically just interest, but at 30% because it's a bearer bond. It's untrackable.
30% of money you ain't got to work for is 100% money you ain't got to work for.
Exactly. And at 250 million times 30%, that's a lot.
That's a lot of Mai Tais, a lot of beach.
Yeah.
Pick a beach, any beach. I like this part where he.
Somebody got a tattoo of that.
I have actually seen
that.
Yes.
I forgot. I was going to get this picture.
So he shoots Hans, of course, and
it says "Happy Trails,"
and keeps a hold of Holly's wrist. And this is when the Rolex.
He was holding Holly hostage at the moment.
Ooh, yeah, but that's why he held on to her. So when he's falling,
if I didn't have a back tattoo, I would get this one. That is just dope.
What does that say on there?
Season's greetings, because John used it's
officially Christmas.
It is officially Christmas. Funny, interesting story. When they did this. This is the last scene they shot because they were like, "What if Alan Rickman dies?" And they told Alan Rickman, "We're going to drop you on 3, and you're going to fall 70 feet." And they went 1, 2, and dropped him. So that is actually his reaction. They didn't wait for 3. So to get his full reaction, they went 1, 2, boom. And he went, "Motherfucker, what happened to 3?" So that is actually his reaction. It's like, "You son of a bitches, what happened to 3?"
That's probably.
And then, of course, the new van comes back. Everybody's getting out.
And this is when Carl's brother comes out as a hostage, but he's got his.
Well, I don't think so, because cops are next to him. Because he takes one of the cops' guns.
I thought he came out with his own gun underneath the blanket. Or is that where the blanket came from? Was the cops?
I think so. I'll be right back.
Oh man, worst time because I'm not seeing the movie or sound because it's
Okay,
skipping.
but
Yeah.
there's nothing
We're
actually
almost
happening.
done.
They're just, Al and John are just kind of staring at each other. Now they're like, ha 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 ha. You're actually Al.
You're shaped like a Twinkie. I think so by this time, of course, Holly and John they're gonna work on their marriage. They've decided.
No, well, I'm sorry.
picture goes
If
back
Holly
up.
didn't see, oh no, he did. I think he was brought out as a corpse.
No. See, I missed it because it's skipping so much on my end.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it is his actual gun.
He did have
I thought he was
he
pulled
did
out
have
by
his own
cops.
gun.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
And then Al, for the first time in years, pulls his gun and shoots Carl. He said he didn't have the nuts to pull his gun before.
Well, I think his
because
instinct
because of him
to-
shooting
to
that
be
kid.
I think his instinct to protect kind of overrode that fear. So, which is good. And that, my peoples, and Jeff.
Well, actually, yeah, here comes Argyle. Wait, Holly's gonna punch the
Oh,
reporter.
that's right. Yep.
Put her
Gotta
kids in
punch-
danger.
Got to punch the reporter.
And then
because-
Al or Argyle gets the last line. This is Christmas. I can't wait to be here for New Year's.
Oh, my internet is
Yeah.
dead easy.
So that is
my,
the
my
end of the
internet
movie.
dies easy. My internet dies
Yeah, it does.
easy.
That is the end of the movie. So we're gonna stop the video, and I'm gonna disconnect from that. So, before we get into our ranking, I have to let you know because we didn't do it at the beginning. This is the highest ranked movie we have watched to date. According to IMDb, this is 8.2 out of 10. It is a 4.4 out of 5 on the popcorn meter for Rotten Tomatoes, a 7.3 out of 10 for the tomato meter, and a 94% popcorn movie. A beloved movie. Yes. That is.
What is that? Oh, this is that song you were talking about.
The song by Guys Night. Of course, playing in the background now. That's how you know this is a good song. There was a movie. That's how you know it's a good movie because there's a song written about the movie. How many other movies can say that?
Not very many.
I can't think of more than one. So yeah.
Well, Jeff, go ahead and fill us in on what your rating is.
Well, my rating, I'm right up there with everybody else. I'm giving it a 4.5.
All right.
It's not a perfect movie, but it's pretty close.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that. I'm at a 4. So
okay.
Only because it's a good movie. It's always been what am I say? It's not one of my favorite movies, but it is one of my movies I like to watch. So, a 4 for me, and yeah, I think that's about it for Die Hard. Merry fucking Die Hard, everyone.
Yeah, it is officially Christmas time because Hans Gruber has fallen off the Nakatomi Plaza. If you want to go ahead and wrap this up, I do have a phone call to make. Apparently, my kids actually asked.
So thanks for joining. Go ahead, Jeff. You got any last words, Jeff?
Yippee-ki-yay, Merry Christmas, and see you at the movies.
We'll see you guys next week for Scrooge, and bring your own fucking popcorn.
Nonsensical network, different flavor every day. Movie talks, new flicks hitting the display. Microphone magic, musicians spill the praise. From reptiles to motorsports, burning rubber craze. Football crashes, touchdowns, epic plays. News spinning, catching on the latest phase. Gleaming cars, engines roaring up the pace. Street tales, urban stories we embrace. Tune in, every week diverse. Groove to the beats, let the rhythm immerse. Lyrics flowing, ciphers full of verse. Nonsensical network, feel the universe. Interviews buzzing, stars in the circuit. Worlds a tapestry, pieces we interpret. Hip-hop to rap, the flow never stagnant. Reptilian tales, nature's arrangement. Cars with muscle, engines with might. Motorsports roaring, speed in the night. Discussions heated, always a delight. Network of nonsense, but the vibe's just right. Tune in, wait for that beat. Flow so seamless, feeling so sweet. Urban grooves, rhythm from the street. Nonsensical network, always on repeat.